You might be looking for a privacy-focused operating system that you can install on your Pixel phone. Well, you've come to the right place. GrapheneOS does have a lot of privacy features, but to really understand these, we have to dig a little deeper. My mission in this video is to explain the features of GrapheneOS and the applications as simply as possible, as well as conveying how those features could be used. To accomplish this, we have to go over three main measurements. By this, I mean three basic things that are really essential to the OS that you should understand. So these three that I think would be especially beneficial to anyone trying to install their OS is apps, features, and then security/privacy. So we're going to go over this today. So for the apps, there's only the bare minimum of what you need in a smartphone. There's clock, photos, camera, files, calculator, and then also gallery, where you can view your photos. So these apps, in my experience, they're pretty out of date though, and they are not anywhere close to what Google offers in feature sets, but they are much more privacy focused and secure than any third-party apps you can install on here. But there is a little bit of a hack I figured out. If you don't want any of the third-party apps or Google apps connecting to servers, you can disable network connection in settings, and that's extremely useful. Next, let's move over to features, and this is another really important part if you are considering this OS. So there's a couple features that I do actually want to cover, and then one really big one. So first, the latest version of GrapheneOS allows you to block network access to any app, which, as I mentioned just a sec ago, is extremely useful if you don't want any data being sent to corporations. And then also, a feature that is not actually on a lot of modern smartphones these days is multiple users. So Samsung does not support this. They do have their secure folder, but that's a little different. And then lastly, there's Android 12, which has a lot of feature sets. It's not as feature-rich as the Pixel, but we're going to get to that a little later. So next, let's move over to security and privacy. And if you are considering installing this OS, this is probably one of the main reasons, just because it's really good on this operating system. It's one of the best of any Android custom ROM, so I can highly recommend it for this. But let's go over some of the features. So the first feature I want to go over is it allows you to scramble your passcode. So if you have a lot of people eavesdropping while you are typing in your passcode, and they see the position of which your fingers touch the display, then this can make it a lot easier, since unless if they actually know the numbers like you would, it will make it so they can't enter your phone. So the next feature I want to go over is it supports a sandboxed environment. So to put this simply, that pretty much means that select apps can be in an environment that does not affect the rest of your device. So for instance, if an app had a virus on it, then that would not affect the rest of your device. And it gives you a lot more control over apps. And also for privacy reasons, this can be super useful. So that is a nice feature to see. So last but definitely not least is the developers say that they are very devoted to privacy, so they don't store a ton of data on their servers according to their website, which I will link below. So that is always good to hear, and obviously you want the actual OS to be privacy focused, not just the features it has. So overall, is this OS worth it? Well, it's partly for you to decide based on these features, but do bear in mind if you do decide to install GrapheneOS on your Pixel phone, you will miss out on a lot of the nice Google features like the Google Pixel camera. You can install a third-party one for that, which I have done. You miss out on the Google Assistants though, unless if you want to install Google Play services, which pretty much defeats the point. And a lot of the other Google stuff that you probably bought a Pixel for in the first place. So you do miss out on that type of stuff, but you gain a lot of privacy and security that other OSs just don't offer. If you did like this video, or GrapheneOS in general, and you want to see a little bit more detail about the OS and some recommendations for apps, then subscribe, since I will be coming out with a video that covers those subjects. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time.